This is Rhythm and Waves, a podcast created to amplify the purpose, passion, and positivity of music in people's lives, community, and the world.
What's going on? My name's Danny.
And I'm Mal, and this is Rhythm and Waves.
Yeah. And welcome to our second podcast on Zoom. Self-isolated, all in our own spaces, all missing each other, but still able to be social with the magic and power of technology. Today, I'm not sure actually if we have my friend Jenn Downie or Madonna on camera. She's incredible. And I'm definitely going to need to borrow that jacket at some point when I can see you again. But, friends, folks, if you are watching, this is our great friend, Jenn Downie, who personally I've had the pleasure of knowing for quite some time through music. And she's a singer, among so many other things. Jenn Downie, how you doing?
I am doing amazing. It's a beautiful day, and I got to meet Mal, and I get to hang out with you guys for a little while. So I'm stoked.
Couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happier. How have you been doing during this this COVID-19? How have you been doing? What have you been doing?
Well, I was going to school when the world stopped, and so I was taking social service worker at Mohawk College, and life went from being incredibly overwhelmingly busy with school and work and placement and the band to like hitting a brick wall. And then I was left in the nothingness, this weird abyss that we're all in. Yeah. And so I finished my semester online, which was cool. And I like the lectures. I like to sit in on the lectures because that way it sinks into your brain. But you know what? I made the most of it and did a lot of schoolwork in my pajamas, and it was good. It was good. And I think it was last Wednesday I finished.
Cool. Yeah. And nice. You recently just told me what your GPA was at the end of it all. Do you mind telling everybody what that is?
If it was really bad, I would lie, but you know what? It's not, and I don't even know how I did it. It's a 90.93.
Wow, good for you.
Thanks. Who knew, right? I didn't know.
So you know what? I have heard before. I've heard people say before, and again, this is a little bit of my own opinion, but I've heard people say before that singers should just shut up and sing. But let this be a lesson that singers know a lot of stuff. Singers know a lot of stuff, and they have a lot to say. They have a lot to say. There's
like a lot of room in my brain for like lyrics and stuff like that and information. There's a lot of room up there to hold all that stuff. So seriously, the majority of it, I think I might have mentioned to you before, Danny, is useless tidbits of information, but there's some good stuff up there too, like seriously.
Clearly. Oh my God, yeah, clearly.
Really happy about that. And I'm hoping that in September, when things go back, when school is back in, that things are a little bit more back to even a new normal would be great.
Heck yeah.
How much more schooling do you have?
So I have one more year. I've just completed my first year, Mal, and I have one more year. So 2 more semesters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Right?
Hopefully it's all back September.
To Mal's question, Jenn, so this question I guess is a few pronged. What kind of sparked you going back to school, and did music and diving back into music, which we'll get to in a minute, did that play a role in sparking that?
Yeah. And no, let's see how I'm going to answer this.
Yeah, sorry, putting Jenn Downie on the spot right now.
Just Just a little bit. That's okay. I've always got something to say. It's all good. So when I decided that I thought that I might want to go back to school, mainly I was doing it because I was a PSW. I ran my own agency and I was doing senior care. And what I found was it was so physically demanding that it was becoming really difficult. I loved my job. I loved the seniors. Or as, politically correct, we would call them older adults now. But yeah, I love them. And so I really thought, what can I do where I can still help people in their day-to-day lives with their struggles and not have a broken back. And so when I went through the Mohawk catalog that conveniently within the week showed up in my mailbox,
Manifested.
Yeah, it just happened. It just unfolded for me. And I found a social service worker and I applied for the program, and I had to write a little essay to get in there on why I thought that I would make a good social worker. Cool. And so I got in, and that was that. As far as equating it to music, music does the same thing for me. I get to be in people's lives and spend time with people and meet new people all the time. And that for me is like soul food. It all fills my cup. Yeah. So I love it. Absolutely.
Love that.
And you'll hear something going off in the background. It's Mike's phone, my husband's phone. And he's outside. So we're just...
It's all good. It's all good.
A little bit of music.
Yeah.
I have a friend living with me. His name's Martin, originally from Scotland, immigrated here. He's living here. He was part of our podcast last week. So it's... I
watched your podcast with Jesse Lamoth, and I thought it was fantastic. And I did see the introductions.
Oh, God.
So you actually asked me what I've been doing. So I finished school, and in the interim, I also have been making masks and scrub caps for frontline workers, and I've been playing my guitar, and I've been facing my grandson, and I've been sleeping in later than I probably should be, and partaking in a little more wine than I normally would. So those I've been super busy.
Yes.
I think we know how that feels. I do anyway.
Oh, God, I love it. I love it. You have like quite the setup in your house, don't you, Jen? Can you give us a tour?
Yeah. I have a little area. So welcome, firstly, everyone, to my home. This is sort of part of my dining room. I'm sitting at the dining room table right now, so I'll just bring you with me. And we're kind of plugged in. So over behind, here's my PA system, my guitar amp, and some stuff, and my beautiful guitar. And then over here, this is where I sit to write. And then
that's nice.
Over this way is, whoops, I just dropped stuff. My sewing machine. I don't know if you can see it, my sewing machine. And I've got a pattern laid out, ready to go. So yeah, I've got, this is like, I've just totally taken it. We can't eat in the dining room anymore.
Oh my God.
It's like, just been taken over by me, which
You're the
is,
best.
hey, it's okay.
You're the best.
So it's where I've been spending the majority of my time since world stopped, since we've been in the very weird, strange, uncertain times. Yeah. This is where I hang it.
Yeah.
Weird, strange, uncertain. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think that there's so many like really great things coming from it too. Like, I'm not trying to make light of something horrible, like, but I am, I guess, also trying to make light of something horrible, because there's just like, I don't know, it's been a really good time for me to be able to sit and reflect and just like take the break that I didn't realize I really needed. And I mean, take a break in one way, but I mean, I have a little girl, so I never really get a break, but this is a break for me right now. Sitting outside in the backyard while she's inside with my husband. But yeah, I think that it's been really, really good for me mentally, and I think for like the world, there's got to be some sort of like a like we're going within in a
Yeah.
way, you know? We're
Yeah,
all
yeah.
being forced to go within. Are you feeling that? Like, is there anything that you're doing for your mental health? Like,
Oh yes, absolutely. I am such an advocate for good mental health. We
mhm,
all have a tendency to our mental health fluctuates, right? And that's normal,
yes,
completely normal. And I think that for somebody like myself, a little extra self care, feeling the feels.
Yeah.
Some days
yeah,
I'm sad because the world is in a mess right now. And, you know, these long-term care facilities and the families that are losing people. I have friends still as I was a PSW prior. I have friends who are still working, and it's terrifying for them. And so, I mean, we're all affected um, by what's happening, and it's not even just locally. I mean, a lot of times when disasters happen or things happen, they happen locally, but this is global.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is big. We've watched this wave come around the globe, and we've watched how it's affected different areas of our world.
yeah,
And listening to the stories, to people's stories, and feeling them, so we all feel that, right? And I think the most important thing is allow yourself to feel, and allow yourself to be a little bit sad. Maybe it's a little bit of situational depression, so to speak. and
mhm,
and then, you know, really work hard, strive hard to come out the other side and find the positives. For me right now, one of the biggest positives is working with we're called the Sewing Aunties, and Jill and Ryan Lunn Music.
oh yeah.
Oh, oh, oh,
Are you still there, Danny?
yeah.
Am I still
Jen?
here?
Jen? Yeah? Jen?
People
Uh-oh.
give donations, sewing.
Oh, hold on.
Are
Oh,
we?
there we
Jen,
go.
Jen,
We missed you.
you froze there for a minute. Can you back that up to the Sewing Aunties?
Yes. So did you hear me talk about Jill and Ryan Lunn?
Yes, who are rock
Yes.
stars and champions in
They
this region and
Yeah.
beyond.
they are. And so there's probably about 50 of us
Yeah.
who are
Wow.
doing pickups, deliveries, sewing, dropping off at the hospitals. There's a lot of areas in the hospital where they're looking for extra PPE. So the dialysis ward, and there's a few other places that right off the top of my head I'm not remembering, but you know, where they might not be frontline working with individuals with COVID, but they're still going through the hospital doors and they need the PPE as well.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh,
That's amazing.
incredible. If there was anybody watching that wanted to get involved, how could they reach you? How could they get involved? Where's the need? Where does the need exist? And how can someone help?
Absolutely. I don't have phone numbers
That's
or
okay.
email address in front of me, but
That's okay.
anyone can contact me on Facebook, Jenn Downie, 2 N's, and then I'm also on Instagram, Ren WREN 72.
Cool.
And if you want to contact me, I can put you in touch with Jill and the Sewing Aunties. We're looking for donations, whether they be fabric or elastic or monetary, people who are willing to drive, pick up things. Some of the Sewing Aunties are older,
Yeah.
and they don't drive. So maybe some masks need to be picked up at one place and dropped off at another. So there's need all over the place for a lot of different things.
Cool. Of
That's
course,
amazing.
anybody watching as well can be in touch with us as well to be put in touch with Jen. So that's incredible, Jen. Thank you for doing what you do. And it's kind of cool because music, again, to bring it back to music kind of brought you and the Lunns kind of together to be working alongside each other, because you are the singer in Clockwork, Niagara Band, and through that network, you've connected in this vision and need that is so much even bigger, especially right now, than music itself.
Absolutely.
That's so cool.
I did. I met them at an open mic. I was gonna try and play my guitar, but I chickened out. But I sang.
So to bring it back to music, when did you start? Like, when was the birth of music for Jenn Downie?
Well, I would say from the time I was a very small child, I sang. I probably sang more than I spoke. And to this day, when I say my phone number to somebody, I actually sing it. I don't just say it. So
Really?
I didn't really ever do anything professional until I was in my 20s. And I got asked by a friend who was a musician in London if I would do some studio work with him, some backup vocals. And he's a metal guy. And so, yeah, I did. And I loved it. I loved it so much. And it stuck with me for a long time. And I never really was able, I had kids and, life, and you've got to work. And I really never saw an opportunity for me to actually dive in until, oh gosh, I'm thinking about 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
While I always played a little bit of guitar and sang, I wanted more. And I had gone away for a weekend with a girlfriend to her aunt and uncles, and they're musicians, and they had like a jam shack, and they were like,
Nice.
why don't you come and jam with us? And I'm like, I'd love that. And so I sang all night. My girlfriends there was 5 of us, they all went and got hammered, and I hung out in the band shop and sang all night long.
Sang the night away. That's nice.
And I decided when I got home from that weekend away that if it was the last thing I did, I was going to start a band, and I was going to sing or find a band or whatever. I didn't even know what it looked like, but I had to do thing. It really became a need that needed to be filled, and I had a tunnel vision. That was it. That was all.
Cool.
And I did some looking online between Facebook and Kijiji, and I found a guy who was looking for a vocalist. Seemed to be in my wheelhouse. I sang in this guy's basement for a few months, and things were a little rocky and things didn't really go well. And it was with my current bass player and his original band that he was with. They had decided that they were going to take on a female vocalist. And so I think there was a lot of existing politics prior to me coming on, and things didn't seem to work. And I thought maybe I just didn't have it. I thought maybe I just couldn't sing like that. And so I was bummed. And I went back to Kijiji, and I found Downie Lamb.
Oh, what a bummer, eh? What a bummer. Uh-oh.
No.
You froze in the best spot possible. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there you are.
Okay,
so,
you found Downie Lamb.
I did, and I reached out, and I was like, hey, man, I want to sing. And if you're a vocal coach, then maybe you could help me. And I said, I'll pay you, but you're not allowed to blow any sunshine up my butt.
And I didn't. To this day, I promise.
That's right. And so,
I love this story.
My bass player and I decided that since I wasn't broken and I could sing, because Danny told me I could, that we put a band together, and that band is Clockwork today. And we have been gigging successfully for about, 3.5 years now.
Wow, that's fantastic. What a great story. I can't wipe the smile off my face.
I miss those guys so much. I mean, the guys that I get to hang out with and jam with and go on stage with are amazing guys. Like each of them an individual and so different from the other, and they each bring something different to the table, and they're inspiring and wonderful. And I just can't wait. I can't wait to get back at it. I am jonesing.
So I think If I could say it. I mean, it's a privilege as a human that has seen you in the journey from like rediscovering and redefining and strengthening your voice from a fundamental like technical spot to like just you even being a great front woman. What like how have those experiences in discovering your voice to finding a super rad group of humans that you formed a band with, how have those experiences do you think like influenced and inspired so much of the past like 3 years as a songwriter, musician, human being?
You know what? They just make me better. They make me want to be better. They make me want to not give up on anything. I just want to keep striving forward. Their influence, each of them, like I said, brings something unique to the table, and many years of experience. Not the youngest in the band, but I'm also not the oldest. So, yeah, my mentor is Vic Klassen, and he's my bass player, and he has busted my balls, if I can say that, and
Yeah.
number of years, and challenged me and pushed me. And I don't even know if he intended to, but he's a great musician. And Pat Grehan, my guitar player, such talent, and he's quirky and he's funny and he keeps things light.
Yeah.
And then there's Alfred DeLuca, my drummer, who is a driving force, let's say. He never wants to stop. He would just play every night, and like as soon as we're done one show, he's ready for another. He's such a character, interesting guy. So yeah, they all just push me to want to forge forward and be the best front person for them. And of course, I'm the only girl in the band, so I'm the boss.
Heck yeah. Heck yes. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Jeez.
What kind of music do you guys play?
Classic rock. So
Cool.
pretty much everything from Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, Journey, Lana Miles, Alanis Morissette, Cranberries.
Cool.
Yeah, just all the stuff that everybody loves. It's what you hear when you turn the radio on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Awesome.
Did you say Radiohead?
I do play radio. I mean, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Danny.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was going to say, yeah, like Creep is the go-to all the time.
Yes.
Oh, when you hit that climax in Creep, it's yes. Jenn Downie has arrived.
Yeah, thank you.
Love it. Oh my God, yes. Love it. You know what? I think it's interesting too, because I feel so often we can be on teams, we can be working with people, and we're just not necessarily as a team, as a group, however big that group is, we're not producing results that we necessarily want, or there's no growth. And some of the time it can just be like values not aligning and being not on the same page, and being a band person myself as well, and going through bands for so many years. I think it's interesting because I think when you start to dive into the importance of aligning with values and aligning with those things, that is always going to be the number one recipe, I think anyways, or a really important recipe for what you're doing right there in that moment, but then where you're headed in the future. Because if those values don't align and you're not doing things for the same reasons, then at some point the train starts to fall off the track. And so it's incredible, and knowing your band as well, they're just such great humans, and they're super smart dudes to recognize that you are the boss. Incredibly smart dudes to recognize that, because they couldn't be more right. You are the boss.
That's right.
Mal, what do you think? What do you got?
Okay, we have a fun question here. If you had a theme song what would it be? Not necessarily something that you sing, just a song that you know.
It's a
Yeah.
song that like follows you around. You know, you're going to the grocery store and it's there. You're going to work and it's
That's
there.
a hard one.
You're making masks and it's there. It's just there, always.
That is like there's a lot of songs in my head all the time. There's a few earworms that I get. So let's see. Let's do like a process of elimination here, because I think that Imagine by the Beatles is an amazing song. I don't know if it's my theme song, but it's one that I think of a lot and it goes through my mind all the time. But I'm also a little bit warped and I have kind of a quirky sense of humor that can be dark and twisted. And so always look on the brighter side of life by one.
Yeah.
That's a funny one. Yeah.
And so
That's a funny one.
that comes into my head when shit's hitting the fan and I'm like, oh my God, you know, and then I think of that song and I visualize, I'm like, I'm over it, right?
Yeah.
I like to think that I'm super positive and you know, when I get all nostalgic and it's a beautiful day, I think of Louis Armstrong's What a Wonderful World.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, I think that my theme song would have to be Don't Stop Believin' by Journey.
Wow. Good one. Classic.
Yeah, I think so. I really like that one.
Yeah.
And then in you know, with what's going on today, other songs have come into my head. I don't know if they're necessarily lifelong theme songs, but the one in particular that really struck me just a couple days ago, I was listening to some Foo Fighters in my earbuds when I was busy sewing, and Times Like These came on.
Good tune.
And
Good tune.
Dave Grohl, like, oh,
He's
So
so
good.
good. He could do anything.
Guy.
Yeah.
And you know what? When I listened to that song the other day, I thought that really hits home right now. It's really a really great, poignant song right now. So I challenge you to go listen to it this afternoon and go, yeah.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. And
I'll listen to that.
When we get Dave Grohl on the podcast, we'll get the two of you together so that you can rock out together, because I think that's a collaboration that would really, really be great. So Dave Grohl, if you're watching and you're looking for collaborations, Jenn Downie lives in wine country in the middle of a vineyard. I will openly invite you to her home. I hope it's okay that I'm doing all that, Jen.
I'll do a guest room for you, Dad.
Yes, all right. We'll play a show in the barn. We'll invite all of Niagara. We'll break some laws. Oh my God, this sounds incredible. Maybe not the breaking laws part, but
That's
yeah,
just bound to happen.
it's just bound to happen. You just can't fight it, you know?
That's right. Absolutely.
I'm sure he has some free time to just come visit.
You know what? Absolutely.
Whatever. Doesn't seem like a busy guy.
Heck yeah.
Oh, dare to dream. We might not break any rules, but we'll break a few sound barriers.
My God. Heck yeah. Absolutely. With the idea of daring to dream, Jen, as we kind of come to the end of today, this is kind of on the fly. Take a minute to think about it. I'm just thinking I'd like to ask this. Is there a piece of advice that you could think of that you would give to somebody at whatever point they're at in life, whether it be a kid, whether it be a little later in life, whether it be really late in life? Is there a piece of advice you'd give someone that would help them kind of like discover their voice, redefine who they are, push themselves to like be the best version of themselves, get back to that place of happiness, become that strength that they had been missing? That's a loaded question, but is there any piece of advice that you give to that person trying to find that?
Absolutely. I think the best piece of advice that I could give to anybody at no matter what age, and no matter what the goal is that they were trying to attain, would be don't give up. Don't ever give up. Find a way, because if you want it bad enough, you will get it.
Yeah.
You just gotta really want it. And I mean, I never finished high school. I ended up getting my GED when I was 40, because I had some aspirations of things that I wanted to do, and I really felt like I needed to have that. And it was hard. It was a challenge, but I did it. And ultimately, it made it possible for me a few years later, without giving my age, quite a few years later.
You're 35, aren't you?
Right.
Yeah.
And I am. No,
That's what I've always thought.
I am, Danny. Just keep thinking that way.
That's what she's always been.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it made it possible for me to apply to college when I finally figured out what I wanted to be when I grow up.
Yeah.
I was able to do that. And although it hasn't made me grow up anymore, I was able to attain something that I really wanted. And the band, I mean, wanting to sing and just, those things when I pushed myself really, really hard. And I'm no different than anybody else. I mean, I've been extra eating. I've been quarantine eating too, like everybody else. I put on a pair of jeans today and went, oh, they must have shrunk. But, it doesn't mean that you have to be like OCD and have all this amazing willpower. If I can do it, anybody can. Anything you want is possible. So yeah, bottom line with all of those words, I would say never give up on your dream, ever.
Love it. Incredible.
Don't stop believing.
That's see why?
Don't stop believing.
That's totally your theme song.
I love it. Oh, so brilliant. Mal, do you have anything to add? Do you have anything else you want to?
I don't think I do right now. I want to reiterate the whole idea of donating though to, what was it, the aunties, the
Sewing Aunties, yes.
The Sewing Aunties, yes. We should put maybe that information up.
Heck yeah, we'll put that probably below. Yeah, 100%.
And just in case, it's in the Niagara region, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and
all of that is.
It is, and it's strictly for the Niagara region.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we are all living in the Niagara region, and that's who we want to support. Not to say that there's other places that don't need it, but we want to keep Niagara. That's what we're saying. Mask Niagara. Let's mask Niagara.
Yes.
Mask Niagara. Wow.
Yes.
Awesome.
Love it. Incredible. Thank you, Jen. Thank you so much for being you, for doing everything that you do. Thank you for joining us on the podcast.
It's been so lovely meeting you.
Love it.
It's been amazing meeting you as well. I can't wait to meet you in person. And thank you so much for inviting me to be here with you guys today. I feel like I could fill another 2 hours of talking about things that I have to say. So maybe another day you'll have me back. We can talk about more things.
That'd be great.
Absolutely.
This might actually cut off in like seconds.
Okay.
So if we could, high five, digital high five.
We're so
Love you,
bad.
Jen Downie. We're having you back soon.
Thank you.
Hi.
Mal and Danny here.
And if you just liked what you saw, please don't hesitate to subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow the links below to keep up with us and know what's going on. And please don't hesitate to comment and let us know your thoughts.
And if you know anybody that you think might want to join us for an interview, please feel free to reach out and let us know.
Goodbye.